Hi Matthew.
Hi.
Uh, how do you think foreign travel brands can make the most of two of the popular ecosystems in China to target Chinese audience, which are Alibaba and Tencent?
Right. I think you need a presence on both of them. In China, it's increasingly getting so that there's almost two internets. We have the Alibaba internet and you have the Tencent internet, um, and they don't talk to each other very much, unfortunately. So I would approach both of them separately, and yeah, you need to have a relationship and a presence on both of these ecosystems. Um, when you look at the local players and what they do, for example, I do a lot of WeChat, which is on Tencent side. The travel companies they're all over WeChat. They're spending significant sums to do search ranking in WeChat search, or working with KOLs, the key opinion leaders, to drive their content to get more traffic and more views. And they're obviously they're doing a lot of e-commerce through their WeChat official accounts. When you look on the Alibaba side of things, integrating Alipay is really important as a payment option. WeChat Pay as well. And then if you're trying to do e-commerce in China, you can't ignore the big platforms, Taobao and Tmall. That's where as a consumer, as a Chinese consumer, you want to buy something, that instinctively will go to those platforms. The user habits built, so having some presence there is really important.
So Matthew, if you talk of Tencent as an ecosystem, even if a brand has official account, do you think foreign brands are fully embedded in this market to understand the fast moving changes? For example, mini program was one of the developments which emerged. So how fast do you think foreign travel brands are responding to the changes in the ecosystem?
Right. I mean, it's difficult for foreign brands to keep up sometimes, to be honest. The Chinese internet does move fast in terms of the trends. Mini programs is a great example. Because it's just opened this year, it's changing really fast, and marketers don't really know how to approach it yet. They're waiting and seeing for case studies, but the local players are pushing with it more. You can see certainly more of them have mini programs, and they're using them, they're promoting them better. And actually that's really important, because in China, the Chinese consumers, they like the new things. They're always going for the hot trends, and so the benefits, if you're willing to take the risk perhaps, or like be more experimental and run with things early, the benefits you get back can be much bigger. So a foreign brand that did this recently in China for WeChat was Starbucks. Actually, they were one of the first to implement mini programs, and also the first to implement promotion on the wallet feature, and they got huge PR from that by being one of the first brands in that area.
What about integrating with Tencent, like Facebook Messenger? If one wants to run a chatbot, has its own API documentation.
Yeah.
Similarly, we see some of the players trying to work on chatbots for WeChat platforms.
Yeah.
How much of integration is an issue other than having a local license?
So for a front end, to set up a chatbot on WeChat, that's fairly straightforward. There's the solutions for that. Yeah, as you said, you can work with the APIs to build something out there. Chatbots in general is not so much a WeChat thing, it's more of a Facebook thing. There's actually not many chatbots in China, but having said that, I think they are gaining traction in a way to provide customer service, to essentially automate and reduce cost in terms of labor. But for foreign brands, I know there are foreign brands in the hotel industry using that quite successfully actually on WeChat. And it's no different from any other presence, I think, in terms of implementation.
Lastly, Matthew, do you think foreign travel brands have been slow in making the most of these platforms, especially WeChat? We only hear KLM and AirAsia taking payments from WeChat, and that's too very recent. And now if we see, WeChat has more than 800 million downloads or more than 600 million active users. So it's pretty slow then.
Yeah, so WeChat users is nearly 1 billion now. WeChat Pay users over 600 million active accounts, and so it's quite mature. Actually, it's a very mature place now. Generally speaking, foreign brands are more conservative for sure, and they're doing less on the platform than the local players. I would encourage them, to do more. Obviously, people say, Matthew, of course you're going to say that because this is what you deal with. But seriously, I think that if you're going to be in China, you need to be all in, and you need to look to the local players and what they're doing. They're extremely nimble, they move very fast, and following what they do is a good example. So if you look in the travel space today, I was just talking to someone in there, look at Ctrip, what they're doing, look at Tuna, what they're doing. Those guys spend a lot of money on WeChat, and they have a presence, they have several official accounts, they're doing a lot of different stuff. So and they're getting results, they're really getting results. So it's definitely something that foreign brands should be looking at.
Thanks, Matthew, for your time.